Across a desolate, war-torn landscape, the very fabric of reality tears open. A swirling purple rift shimmers, and from its depths, a figure emerges. Madara Uchiha, the legendary ghost of the Uchiha, stands in his reanimated prime, the crimson glow of his Sharingan and the cosmic pattern of his Rinnegan piercing the gloom. Opposite him, amidst the rubble, stands Satoru Gojo, unfazed, his blindfold flutters in the otherworldly wind. An instant of silent assessment passes between them. Madara senses an energy he's never encountered, limitless, chaotic, yet controlled. Gojo perceives a power just as alien, a life force called chakra, indescribably vast. A cruel, confident smile spreads across Madara's face. "You," he says, his voice echoing across the wasteland, "look like someone worth killing." Madara doesn't wait for a reply. He forms a series of hand signs, inhaling deeply. Fire-style, majestic destroyer flame. A colossal tsunami of fire roars towards Gojo, hot enough to turn the very earth to glass. But the inferno stops dead inches from Gojo's face, the flames frozen in space as if hitting an invisible wall. Gojo, looking utterly bored, casually flicks a finger. An invisible force, a shockwave of pure cursed energy, slams into Madara, sending the legendary ninja hurtling backward, carving a deep trench in the ground as he slides to a halt. Madara rises, brushing dust from his armor, that arrogant smile now gone, replaced by a look of genuine intrigue. The warm-up is over. "Interesting," Madara mutters. His eyes flare, and an immense, spectral purple energy erupts around him, solidifying into a skeletal frame, then muscle, then armor. The perfect Susanoo towers over the landscape, a god of destruction dwarfing the distant mountains. It draws its katana, a blade capable of leveling entire forests with a single swing. The Susanoo brings the sword down, not at Gojo, but at the ground before him. A wave of pure force travels through the earth, splitting it wide open in a chasm that rushes toward the sorcerer. Just as the fissure reaches him, Gojo vanishes. He reappears high above, surrounded by a blue aura. With a simple gesture, he applies the cursed technique amplification. Blue, the space around Madara's Susanoo violently implodes. The ground collapses, nearby ruined buildings are crushed into oblivion, and the air itself seems to be sucked into a miniature black hole, all without Gojo laying a single finger on his target. The Susanoo stumbles, its immense form struggling against the crushing force of Gojo's technique. But this is not enough. Gojo brings his fingers together, forming a specific hand sign. "Domain expansion," he declares, his voice calm yet absolute. Infinite void. In an instant, the world shatters. The sky, the ground, reality itself dissolves into a kaleidoscope of cosmic light and endless information. Madara finds himself adrift in a sea of pure knowledge, every secret of the universe flooding his mind simultaneously. Sensation, thought, time, it all becomes one overwhelming, paralyzing input. His senses overload, his body goes numb, he begins to collapse, a faint laugh escaping his lips. "So this," he whispers, "is what true power feels like." But even in the heart of infinity, Madara is not defeated. His Rinnegan glows fiercely, almighty push. A wave of repulsive force tears through the domain, but it's not enough. He must adapt. Using his Rinnegan's Predapath, Madara begins absorbing the cursed energy that forms the domain itself. The endless information, the infinite void, he consumes it, analyzing it, understanding it. The fabric of the domain starts to crack like glass. With a final, defiant roar, he shatters the infinite void from within. In the split-second reality reassembles, Madara uses his Rinnegan's teleportation ability to appear directly above Gojo. The Susanoo's armored fist, charged with chakra, descends like a meteor, punching a crater hundreds of feet deep into the earth where Gojo just stood. The dust clears, revealing Gojo standing calmly at the crater's edge, completely untouched. He had teleported away in the last possible moment. He raises his hand, a sphere of attractive blue energy in one palm, a blast of repulsive red energy in the other. He brings them together. Cursed technique reversal, red. Cursed technique amplification, blue, the two opposing infinities merge, creating a small, unstable orb of pure, shimmering purple. Hollow technique, purple, he unleashes it. It's not a blast, but a wave of absolute erasure that moves across the battlefield. Everything in its path, earth, air, light ceases to exist. Madara's perfect Susanoo raises its arms to block. The wave of nothingness hits, and while the divine armor holds, half of the Susanoo and a vast portion of the battlefield behind it are simply gone, wiped from existence. The shockwave alone pulverizes mountains on the horizon. This fight has reached its apex. Madara, now floating where his Susanoo's upper body used to be, realizes he can hold nothing back. He activates his ultimate form, ascending into the Sage of Six Paths. His hair turns white, his body glows with divine power, and 9 truth-seeking orbs manifest behind him. With a mere thought, he calls upon the heavens, Tengai Shinsei. The sky darkens as dozens of colossal meteors, each the size of a city, ignite upon entering the atmosphere, threatening to bring about an extinction-level event. Gojo looks up. He extends his infinity to catch the first meteor, stopping it cold. But the others continue their descent, a rain of apocalyptic fire that will shatter the planet. There's only one way to counter this. Gojo begins to pour an unprecedented amount of cursed energy into a single point between his hands. The air warps, space distorts, and a massive sphere of hollow purple forms, larger and more volatile than ever before. It hums with the power to erase reality itself. Across the sky, Madara molds one of his truth-seeking orbs into a long, sharp blade, infusing it with all his divine Six Paths chakra. With a battle cry that shakes the heavens, Gojo unleashes his ultimate purple. Madara dives blade first to meet it. The two ultimate attacks collide. For a moment, there is absolute silence. Then, a blinding white light swallows the screen. Space and time twist, the world groans, and the remaining cities in the distance crumble to dust under the sheer pressure of their power. When the light finally fades, the world is silent. The dust settles over a landscape that has been rewritten. The mountains are gone, the sky is a strange color. Gojo stands alone, his clothes tattered, breathing heavily but undeniably alive. Across from him, Madara's spiritual body flickers and cracks, his reanimated form unable to sustain itself after the clash. He begins to fade away. If you fought in my world, Madara says, his voice a fading echo. Everything would have been different. The rift behind him reopens. Gojo manages a tired smirk. Try again anytime the portal closes.